Hey, welcome to Cow Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this video is all about a new drop from Nike. It is the Nike Air Max 1 86 Camo and Light Lemon Twist. Welcome to the channel. Now when I review a pair of sneakers, I always look into 5 different categories, and then at the end of the video I will take all of those into account and give these Nike Air Max 1 86 Camo and Light Lemon Twists an overall rating out of 5 stars. And if you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to click the little thumbs up like button below on your device, and if you've not done so already, please do take time to subscribe to the channel as well. So let's start this review off as we always do by first checking these out on feet. This is the first pair of the Nike Air Max 1 86 OG Big Bubble releases that I've had in hand and on feet. Now the main feature of the 86 OG Big Bubbles is the fact that you get a larger Big Bubble Nike Air Max unit in the heel of the sneaker. It's larger windowed, it's just a larger unit in general. I love the fact that it does come with a larger unit. I think it makes it look a bit better. I think the proportion of the shoe is a little bit better. I'm a massive fan of the Air Max 1s in general anyway. But for me, the main feature of this sneaker is the fact that it comes with possibly the most open mesh I've ever seen on a pair of sneakers. Now, you can see from the insole of the sneaker that it's incredibly bright orange, and that orange is carried through visually because of the fact that it's got this really wide open mesh detailing in the toe box and towards the middle of the foot, just below the swoosh. Now, this open mesh is a little bit rough to the touch, but it's part of this fully camoed upper with the hints of the light lemon twist that you get with the foam swooshes on both sides of the sneaker. And as you move towards the heel of the shoe, you've got some Nike branding on one of the sneakers, and then on the other shoe, which I think is your right foot, is the Nike swoosh. You've also got some Nike Air branding on the top of the tongue in that light lemon hit as well. But overall, this camo dominates the upper of the sneaker, but it's the fact that you've got this open mesh. Now, I've worn 2 different pairs of socks, one on each foot, so you could see. Now, they're both kind of camo inspired. One of them is pretty much a camo green, and the other one's more like a tan brown. But you could see that by what sock I wore on each foot changes the look of the sneaker completely. So if you are going to have a pair of white socks, be prepared for that to change the look of the shoe, as well as a black pair that's going to make them look a lot darker. And I do like the fact that you can almost change how this sneaker looks just depending on what socks you're going to wear throughout the day. And obviously we're going to talk more about this open mesh in the breathability section towards the end of the video. But looks wise, I just think they look great. Now I understand camo is a bit of a polarizing colorway, but I think they just look really good. I really like the dark khaki laces. I'm a huge fan of the Nike Air Max silhouette anyway, and I just think these look really good with this dark earthy brown. Now the actual color of the Big Bubble is almost like a dark navy green, not quite black, and when the light hits it just right, you can see a flash of blue. On the outsole of the sneaker, you've got the classic Nike waffle cutaways on this black outsole. Overall for me, the fact that it also comes with every other overlay of this sneaker being a soft canvas, I just think works really well. They've removed the standard like faux suede or leather that you get with the upper and replaced it with this open mesh and the canvas overlays. I just think looks really good, and I really like how it looks like a utility sneaker as well. It just looks really good overall for me. Now I want to try their comfort by putting this Air Max Bubble to the test on my back doorstep. You can see from the step test that sadly, the Nike Air Max 1s in general, as well as this OG 86 version, don't offer too much responsive bounce back and give underfoot. And that's mainly because even though you've got this larger big bubble air unit towards the heel of the sneaker, that does offer, as you can see when I'm putting pressure on it, a nice amount of give and bounce back. It's softer than I think a standard pair of Nike Air Max 1s, but the rest of this midsole is made up of a hardened polyurethane midsole compound, and that is very similar to what was found on the Nike Air Max 180s, and there's just not that much give to it. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not uncomfortable under feet, but when you compare them to some of the midsole foams out there at the moment, the Nike Air Max 1 technology is just a little bit dated, so it's not going to feel as comfortable as the other foams you can get out there. But for me, I'm kind of okay with that because I'm just such a massive fan of the Air Max 1 silhouette in general. And then when you move towards the upper of the shoe, you do get nice padding towards the heel of the sneaker. The tongue is really nice and soft. And even though the toe box area and the middle of the laces just here is so exposed with this open mesh detailing, and it's replaced the standard kind of softer foam fabric detailing you get with the Nike Air Max 1s, I don't feel you lose any of that comfort in the toe box of the sneaker as well. And fit wise, they're an absolute true fit for me. I've got perfect length UK size 10 feet in Nike measurements, and they fit me perfectly. And also the width of these sneakers is really nice as well, because I've got slightly wider than average feet, but I felt that there's plenty of room in the toe box, and the foot opening on these is also really nice and wide as well. So overall, an averagely comfortable pair of shoes, but I just think that's because these days this Air Max technology is just a little bit dated. Now, moving on to their weight, I'm going to pop them on the scales. Okay, so coming in over 450 grams per shoe, very comparable with the Nike Air Max 180s. They are a heavy pair of sneakers, mainly because of the fact you've got a lot of canvas overlay on this, even though you've lost the material with this exposed mesh in the toe box and towards the middle of the shoe. You've still got a huge amount of canvas overlays on the sneaker, especially towards the heel of the sneaker. And then you've got this heavy polyurethane midsole unit, and then the outsole of the sneaker is also quite chunky for these. So whilst that's going to be good for longevity and durability, because I do think these will last, overall weight wise they are an incredibly heavy pair of sneakers. Anything above 400 grams I consider heavy, and these are going to possibly be one of the heaviest shoes that I review all year, along with the Nike Air Max 180. So they are going to wear your feet down if you are going to wear them for long periods. Now moving on to their breathability, where I'm going to pump this up full of smoke to see how breathable it is. So this exposed mesh that you get in the toe box on the inside of the shoe, it's actually one continuous piece of mesh. If you turn back to the outside, there is a canvas overlay that kind of cuts that off on the outside of the sneaker, but you still get some more exposed mesh here just underneath the start of the swoosh. And that lets the smoke escape incredibly quickly and in huge amounts, possibly one of the most breathable shoes that I'm ever going to review. And that's mainly because of how open this mesh is. Now, obviously with a Flyknit sneaker that's like all-in-one Flyknit, that generally will be overall a more breathable shoe, because these areas where the canvas detailing is, it's not going to be breathable at all. But because of the amount of air that you're going to get to your feet with this open mesh, I do think these are going to be a very, very breathable pair of sneakers. And now let's move on to their price. Now these cost me £145. Now it's not a bad price, but considering the Nike Air Max 180s cost me £135, I don't think I should be paying more for this silhouette. I think they're quite comparable in their status and the way that they look and their comfort, and their weight is pretty much bang on. So I just think that extra £10 is too expensive really for me to pay, and I don't think these should come in any more than the 135 mark, even the 130 mark. And that's going to bring me on to my overall score for these. Now, whilst I absolutely love the way that these look and the comfort has been improved, I can't give them any more than 4 stars. Now that's probably quite a rich score for these. I probably should have gone down to 3.5, but just because I love the way that they look so much, and I'm such a fan of the Nike Air Max 1 silhouette, and I do think this big bubble has improved their comfort, and their breathability is right up there. I do think they are worthy of the 4 stars. It's probably definitely towards the low end of the 4-star, but I think it's quite a fair result for a shoe that I do think is very different. You're not going to get many people out there that are going to be wearing these because of the polarizing fact of it's a camo shoe, but also this exposed mesh I think is going to separate people as well, because people are going to think that's going to impact the comfort a lot. But for me, I didn't find it impacted the comfort at all, and it was quite nice having a light weight fabric over the top of your toes that I know during the summer months is going to allow me to be able to wear a pair of Nike Air Max 1s. Now, if you've liked what you've seen today, please do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up before you leave. You can also follow me on Instagram, drop any comments below, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.